Andrew Neil, the BBC presenter, put Labour MP Chuka Umunna on the spot about the perceived failure of his party to come up with sustainable policies for Britain. Labour has been repeatedly accused of lacking clarity on its plans to address national issues such as Brexit, with Labour MPs showcasing a disparity of opinions on the strategies the party should adopt during the withdrawal process from the European Union. The BBC This Week host voiced his doubts about Labour's ability to lure in new voters with its indecisive position to Mr. Umunna. "Labour politicians have been saying this to me. In this studio, it never comes down to any kind of policy that you can take forward. It would seem to me you have lost your party for a generation now. At least, what do you do?" Mr. Umunna did not attempt to propose a solution, but concluded it's a question for the leadership to address. He, however, urged the party to return to its core values and focus on new work policies and love of your communities. The Labour MP said, "I don't know the answer to that question, and ultimately I think it's a question for the leadership. It's not a question for me. Do they still want the social democratic centre-left tradition to be at the heart of the Labour Party or not? I'm not the leader of the Labour Party. I don't get to decide that. I do think in terms of the fundamental core values of what it is to be a social democrat we have to return to." A YouGov poll of 1,628 Britons suggested 29% of voters find Labour's policies on Brexit fairly unclear or confusing, against 2% claiming their policies are very clear. Brexit news. Andrew Neil warned Labour they had lost the party for a generation. Image, BBC. "It would seem to me you have lost your party for a generation now." Andrew Neil. Shadow Brexit Secretary Sir Keir Starmer said, "Nobody is ruling out Remain as an option, should there be another referendum on Britain's relationship with the EU, and claimed Labour would only back a deal that met all of the party's 6 tests. But addressing delegates at the Labour Party conference in September, Jeremy Corbyn insisted his party will not try to overturn the results of the 2016 referendum. Mr. Corbyn said, "Labour respects the decision of the British people in the referendum, but no one can respect the conduct of the government since that vote took place. As it stands, Labour will vote against the Chequers plan or whatever is left of it and oppose leaving the EU with no deal. And it is inconceivable that we should crash out of Europe with no deal. That would be a national disaster. That is why if Parliament votes down a Tory deal or the government fails to reach any deal at all, we would press for a general election. Failing that, all options are on the table. Brexit is about the future of our country and our vital interests.